Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Connie with Prairie Paper Crafts, coming on to share with you a Christmas tag that I just created. I will have a process video for putting the gingerbread together, and I'm going to give you the tag information as we go here. The tag itself is just, I started out about 5.5, so it's almost 6 inches, no, 5 3/4 inch tall, and then it's about let's say 3 5/8 inch wide approximately, just to give you an idea. Quick flip it to the back. Be careful, I've got wet glitter here, so I did put to and from on the back, and I wrote that with my Cricut. I don't know how I can get so much stuff on things, but anyway, I'll get that off. So I'll start at the top and work down. I have the baker's twine. That's about folded in half. It's about 11 inches long, so what, 5.5 inches when it's folded. And then the bow is ribbon from my stash. I believe I got that ribbon from Cherie. Thank you, Cherie. And I used a bow maker to make that. I don't show you how to do that. If you have questions, I can show you or help you with that. Then I've got this back piece. It's a scalloped piece that I cut. What I did is I duplicated this layer of the tag with the little cookies and stuff on it, and then I sliced it, and then the scalloped border on the that I created for the tag part up here, and then this bottom scalloped part down here, I used the border from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. It's the small scallop border, and then I just welded pieces and cut it off and stuff. And then this piece, this top piece, the rounded part, it's 3.369, so it's the same width as this other piece. And then this bottom scallop here is 1/2 inch high, 3.369 inches wide. And the paper line I used is Echo Park's A Christmas Gingerbread. I think that's what it's called. My white tag is cut out of 120-pound white Nina cardstock. And then we have these little cookies here and these 3 down here. They are actually from Cuddly Cute Designs. It's cookies for Santa. They're approximately 3/4 inch high. I only used the gingerbread color, the craft color. I didn't do the top icing part just because she's icing cookies, so I left that alone. And then we'll go to the gingerbread. Her body is about 3.919 inches high by 2.146 inches wide. And then everything just kind of goes around it. I duplicated the bow to pop it up, and then I just put a enamel dot there, and I used ruby red Nouveau glitter drops on her berries, the holly berries. Just threw in the lines on the holly leaves. If you look at the picture, I used Sugary Sweet Gingers from Marjorie and Designs for the gingerbread, and she actually has a pink bow, and her holly leaves are green and white polka dot, and I just changed that up a little bit. You could use, glitter paper and stuff, and I thought it's just for a Christmas tag. I was going to, and then I thought, no, I'll leave it alone. It's busy enough as it is, my thoughts. Anyway, so go to the little recipe card. I printed that out with the sentiment with my Cricut. The little holly berries and leaves are the same as this. I just sized them down so the holly leaves are about 1/2 inch long, and then the berries I just sized it all together. And I was just thinking here, the recipe card, that image is from Cricut Design Space. The base, not the base, but the inside, the crafty color, it's 1.839 inches wide by 1.15 inches high, and I did an internal offset, and I think that one is at 0.07. The offset on the tag, I believe, is at 0.09. Excuse me. And yeah, I just thought it turned out kind of cute. I would share it with you. Like I said, I do have a process video, and it'll show you how I do the gingerbread and the tag. One thing I forgot to mention is the nose on the gingerbread. I was going to use, I have a dark brown, I forget, it's chocolate something, glitter, and it gets really, really dark. And I thought, remembered I had this, excuse me, it's Jewel Drops, Nouveau Jewel Drops, and it's, oh, I'm trying to remember the color, I can never find it, Cocoa Blush. And I decided I liked that a lot better. A lot of times I do red noses, and I really like this. So, oops, sorry to bump the camera. So anyway, I like this a lot better, and that's what I ended up using. And to tell you, I popped up the gingerbread, and I popped up the baking spirits, the recipe card a little bit, and then I popped up the wreath and the star and the gingerbread on the cookies. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I want to thank you very much for joining me. Have an awesome day. Take care. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start the process to put the gingerbread together. I'm just trying to get this in focus a little better. Hopefully that's better for you. I am doing a different kind of setup today, so this is really a trial for me. I apologize if things aren't the greatest. I'm working on several things. So as I mentioned, this is from Marjorie Designs, the Sugary Sweet Gingers. I did go ahead and detail the face just because I thought it might be a little bit easier, because it takes me forever to go ahead and do that. So I have got the eyes on, and I did her cheeks, excuse me, and that is all I have done. So I am going to go ahead and put her nose on. Somewhere in this mess, I apologize if I reach a lot. I really do have a disaster area here. I'm looking for my mini glue dots to put on a couple on her nose. So I'll just put one on the one end and then one on the other side. Get in here a little bit. I don't know if it shows, there's a little bit of a glare, but there's just two on there. And make sure I get this somewhat straight. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on. I don't know how old my glue dots are, and that's why I'm doing this. So, okay, get some glue on here. Maybe get this some degree of straight and even. We're going to go with that. And then I have her face. I was going to say, I knew I had her little mouth here somewhere. So put that on. Maybe. Let's see what we can do here. Just trying to get those little paper shreds that don't want to, I'll work at them forever. Some black is great, some black not so. I'm going to come back and put something on her nose, so we'll be working on that yet. But I'm going to go ahead and, I have already put the little tip on the end of the pastry bag, and before I forget, I'm just going to glue the heart onto the edge here, and I'll show you what I did with the bow in a moment. Yep. I have stuff everywhere. think I would have cleaned my workstation off first. Glue eraser, adhesive eraser, something. I'm sorry, if you've watched me long enough, you know how organized I am. Okay, her bow. I cut twice and I popped it up. So that's just going to go on there. It's basically going to hide that little bit behind there. And I just think put just a little bit here. And then I have some little enamel dots. I'm going to use this one here. It's just a hair off of like what I think of, well, goodness, of a true red. Let's see if I can get it picked up off of here. Okay, I'm going to leave that aside to dry for a little bit and work on my gingerbread now. So first I'm going to put on her legs and her feet. I like to hold it up a little bit if I can. This may look backwards, but with the slits in her legs, that's actually working and it matches over there. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to see if this side works before I press it down too much. It does, because her feet are going to cover it up. So, and if I look here a moment, let me try it the other way once. I think we'll do this. It just doesn't, you want the legs to go out and not in, so she's bow-legged, so we'll make it work here. And truly, this part on the center is just a kind of a guide, so okay. Put her body on. I'm slowly getting in the mood to work on Christmas projects, so hopefully I will get with the program. I have just a couple of treat boxes I might be working on. I'm not sure. I just kind of just in the mood to paper paste, so I've got to get out of the mood for that and get some actual projects done too. Okay, then I'm going to put her head on, but I use a different glue since she's a little bigger and I want it fairly I want it to match up with the back. I'm using just my, because this is not going in a scrapbook piece layout, I'm going to use just my beacon from the Dollar Tree. Okay, fairly straight. Get the lid back on that. And I have inked my white pieces with, well, I thought it was Tempting Turquoise from Stampin' Up, and to be honest with you, I used a used sponge dauber that I'd used for something else, so it might be a blend of who knows what. Sorry. Get her little feet on. There are more pieces to this file, so I'm hoping to be able to come back on, if this video process works well, come back on and show you the other pieces that I'm working on. I'm not using art glitter glue right now. However, I know you guys, everybody says there's no wiggle room. I learned quite a while ago with art glitter glue, if you don't press it down immediately, you do have not a lot, but you do have a little bit of wiggle time. So I also don't saturate my piece, and then I usually have pretty good luck with it. I just purchased some just because it was a little bit cheaper than what I normally use, and I'm going to go back to it in a bottle and goodness me, and see if I have the same kind of luck that I had before. I was trying to get her the frosting on her feet matched up, so she's got a hand on the right side. She's got an actual separate hand, so we can put this on. On the left side, there is no extra hand, so we need to put the icing on before we attach the arm, if that makes sense. And if you have any questions about what I do with detailing or anything like on the face or anything, please leave a message. Again, I do that just because it takes me forever to detail my faces. So it's just easier. Okay. Get the holly leaves on. Kind of place these how they work for you. Keep in mind you're going to have berries on there. Let's see, put the small one on first. I didn't ink these because I'm going to be putting glitter on them, and that'll cover everything up since they're solid core paper. It's no big deal. Okay, I'm going to put this on first, and she's going to be holding this, just making sure I have all the details I want on her face done, and I do. Let's figure out where I need the glue now. Sorry. Okay, this side a little bit, and then down. Probably don't need it on the tip, I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. I just liked the dimension that adding the second layer, so I just duplicated that for the bow. You could put a ribbon bow or a baker's twine bow. You could put a paper bow, like a 3D paper bow. This just worked well for me, so And whenever I can, I use printed paper just to kind of add a little bit of dimension. Okay, I'm going to finish detailing her and I'll let her dry, and then if you want to stick around, we'll do the tag, and I'll kind of show you what I did with that. So let's see, once I had my, I think we better start with the glitter that goes on top on her bows. And just get that started a minute. Sometimes I come back and I put glossy accents on this just so it doesn't dry up. Oh, I think my God, oh, I thought I had a clog on that. Sometimes it'll be fine and it'll stick. I sometimes might add another layer, but that is very, I want to say opaque or milky colored. It will dry and be very vibrant, so it does stand out very much so. Okay, what I'm going to use on her nose instead of glitter drops or glitter is some jewel drops. The Nouveau jewel drops, they are, oh, I'm sure there's a color, cocoa blush. I have a cocoa colored glitter, but it's very dark, so I'm going to try this. If I don't like it, I'll just add the glitter on top. You'll never know. This will just give her a shiny nose. It's, you know, it's supposed to be translucent, but it does add something to her nose. You can see it in the camera already. I do like it better than the glitter. The glitter gets kind of dark and it's really bold, and it's okay, but I prefer this. So, oh my goodness, I was saying, I'm looking for my white chalk applicator. Just gonna do a little bit of highlighting here, and I don't know how much it'll show because it's not going to be very dark, but just about done. So there is my finished piece. That didn't show up there at all. And like I said, we'll come back and do the tag, but if I do not let this dry, I'll have a big old mess. So I will be right back. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get the tag finished. I'm going to come back here a moment and see what tag I used. I forgot to check on that. Let me see if I can get the information. No. It's just I can tell you it's a rounded top tag out of Cricut Design Space, and I cut it, this piece I cut at, it's 5.68 inches high, 3.549 inches wide. That was my offset. This printed red is actually the tag. It's 5.5 inches high, and then it's 3.369 inches wide. I don't want to make sure that gingerbread is dry. So yeah, 5.5 high, 3.369 wide, and then this offset I think is 0.09 if I remember correctly. And okay, I don't want to lose everything here, so I had to come back in and make a few more things because I just didn't like it. It was pretty plain. So I just need to get my crocodile out too, I see. Okay, so I popped part of this little tag up on some foam tape, just about 2/3 of it or so. I have popped my gingerbread up on tape. I did create another little border here, and that's how I created this too. It's actually just flipped around. It's the small scalloped border from Little Scraps of Heaven Designs. Yeah, so I just duplicated this and I cut part of it off, and then I took this scalloped border, attached it this way, and then I also cut another piece so I can put it at the bottom. And at the back of my tag, this is written with the Cricut. So I'm going to start by getting my base tag glued on. Get all the glue gob off of this. And then I'll show you what else I made to finish up this tag. I used a 6-inch pad of Echo Park Gingerbread Christmas, I think it's called. It's been out a year or two for sure. I don't know, probably longer. I lose track of time easily. But obviously I love gingerbread, so that's what I decided to use. And with the gingerbread there, I thought it would be good. This does not, somehow it just does not fit right. I don't know. I did flip it over too. I think that might be part of it. I wrote it on the, I flipped it horizontally, I think it was. So it should be more accurate, but yeah, I don't know. Get my glue going. It's wow, it's hard to believe. I woke up in the middle of the night and I was kind of warm. I turned the heat up last night because it was cold. Woke up in the middle of the night and I was very warm. Got up and I looked, well, it was like 60 degrees outside. Well, no wonder it's warm in my apartment. And it's about noon my time, and it's only 40 degrees. Like, it's just not too far to the west of us. They're having ice and snowstorms, so they can have it. I'll take the chillier weather. I'm good. This is a 1/2 inch high, 3.369 inches wide. And so it'll just match the width of the tag. Okay, let's use the bone folder. Okay, and before I go any further, I'm going to, before I start messing with this, I'm going to try to get somewhat a center, excuse my reach, on this to do a hole in it. So 1, 2, 3, let's just say 3.5, it'd be 1 3/4. I'll go about right here. And I'm just gonna bring in, I'm gonna do a 3/8 inch hole, which I normally do since I'm, no, I forget. I'm not putting ribbon through this one. I'm just putting baker's twine. So we'll just do a 1/8 inch hole. Okay, now I want to get her kind of centered where I want her, and let me get this moved up. I apologize. This is going to just go here. you can see, I love how her nose turned out. I might put one more layer just to kind of even it out. It's kind of like glossy accents. I have to put extra layers on so I get it layered right. Well, I'm gonna flip my other glue around here so it can start. I keep forgetting to add some rubbing alcohol to it to thin it out. This one needs it too. This is just 2mm foam tape. I think I get it on Amazon, to be honest. Okay. Kind of put it, so she's just right above the bottom there. And I'm just going to hold it up a little bit to see if I get her, oh, you know, somewhat straight. That's just not in my, that word must not be in my vocabulary. Just kind of hold it down. Also, if you see the glue, it's Ruby Red Slippers, I think is the name for the color from Nuvo Drops. And it's Nuvo Glitter. It's really nice and bright now. Okay, so I cut these little cookies out here. They are from Cuddly Cute Designs, I think Cookies for Santa or something like that. They're just small. They're about 3/4 inch high approximately. This is going to go down flat. Got a little gingerbread. And I only used the gingerbread part of it. I didn't use any of the icing because I wanted it to make look like she's going to be icing them. So I got some more here too. Got all this. It'd be easy if I just used one type of glue, but oh no. So the tree I'm just going to put down flat. And you can do it, you know, however you want there. The gingerbread will pop up. Okay, these two are popped up, and I have, I was going to say hopefully, a candy cane also. So I'm just going to put the candy cane down here flat. Looking for the glue, sorry. And yeah, we'll just put it there. And then I'm going to put these two down here. Maybe. As always, if you have any comments, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Sorry about that. I'm going to put this a little bit crooked. I just like the beacon. It's foam and poster board adhesive. I've had it for quite a while. My sister bought me several bottles, and I've used several bottles. I don't know if they have it anymore. It was from the Dollar Tree. Anyway, what was I going to say? I found a bunch. I was so happy. Okay, I decided on this little corner of the recipe card to put holly leaves, so I just duplicated these, and they are about a 1/2 inch. So when I put the berries, I just put it all together so they'll resize together. Good grief. And the berries I'm going to put red glitter on, and I just used the polka dot from up there because I cut it out when I cut this bottom border. Again, you're not going to see it because it's all going to be covered with glitter. So pretty happy with the way my gingerbread turned out. In the photo on Marjorie and Designs, the bow is pink and the holly leaves are polka dotted. You can use polka dotted paper. I just chose to leave them this color. So now I've got a piece of brown and white baker's twine. It's about, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 11 inches long. You can use it any size you want. I just want to make sure there's ample room to get it, you know, tied on a package or whatever is going to be done with it. Just trying to get that through. I could have made that hole a little bit higher up, but I have a fairly good sized bow that I think I'm using. If I don't like it, I will change it out. Let's see, might need some glue dots for this, I'm not sure. My thinking is I'm going to put it here, and I'll just kind of, yeah, it'll be good. Okay. Now I am using, well, it's Fabric Fix. It's from Beacon. I don't have any fabric tack right now, but it works good when you're doing ribbons. And I just need to, what a mess. I'm going to hold this down with the tweezers a moment. It's oozing out everywhere. It's oozing out the top. I'm going to see what I have here to clean up my mess. That's the only bad thing about Beacon. It gets like a gas or something built up, and you can have it everywhere if you don't keep it capped, if it's getting toward the bottom. Excuse my voice, I really am losing it today. Had problems last night too. Okay, I'm, good grief, trying to get the right glue on the lid on the right glue. I'm going to finish the glitter, and I think I'm done. I will play with it and play with it. If I don't, just quit. So red, oh, excuse me, red glitter. Get the bottle started. Okay, so we're gonna put glitter here, and I put a fairly generous amount. I think it's gonna stop on me. It's got a clog. I apologize. One of these days you would think I would leave the pins on my table. It's the only thing with glitter glue. It clogs easily. And I've tried leaving it upside down. It doesn't matter. It still clogs. Let's try this. I think they're covered. Oops. Kind of look here a moment. Yeah, they're good. And then they'll get real nice and bright, just like the other ones up on top. But anyway, excuse me, I might come back and, yeah, I'll put some what do I want to say? I'm going to put some glue dots underneath the ribbon to hold the tails. If I can find them again. Do this upside down. Okay, so very simple, just some little touches I added on, and cute little gift tag, I think. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions, again, just leave a comment. Otherwise, take care. Have a good day.